Yeah.
Chainz, folks. 2 Chainz is a folk style expert. Yes.
Yes, he loves it. Okay, so man, a lot to get to. Holy smokes,
So
we had a weekend of wrestling, didn't we? So got to start with the 8-man. Ben, you weren't in town for this one. Are you coming for the 14th?
I'm not. I'll be in Singapore. I'm gonna be on The Apprentice. I don't know if you know that.
Oh, that's right.
I told you. We talked about it
You
on the
told
phone.
me, but I just forget all the dates. I don't know dates anymore. I haven't known dates since March, really. But yes, you'll be gone then. But it's gonna be great. So this will be this is the first kind of thing we've done in Austin you haven't been here for. It's unfortunate, but I'm sure you watched. What were your overall thoughts on the wrestling and the 8-man?
I have so many thoughts about it. Let's see. Where do we start? Do you want to start from the first round? Or you just want me to give you kind of like overall?
We could start overall and then get a little tighter and kind of go in order of how things happened.
Man, I thought the upsets led Miles won very, very easily. You know, kind of reinforcing how good he was, and I definitely didn't pick him. Obviously, the path that would have been harder for him, beating Sammy Brooks, never appeared for him. Let me think. So yeah, I mean, Miles made it look easy. Taylor Lujan was a shocking upset, and he made it all the way to the finals. I mean, if you guys would have done odds on him making the finals, it would have been really low. Someone would have won a lot of money on that bet.
Yeah.
So that was cool. Let's go match by match. I got takes on every single match.
Yeah, let's do it. So first match of the night was Keith Gavin versus Shakur Rasheed, where Shakur comes right out, and you know it was only one match, but I was impressed with Shakur. I thought he looked really good. I hope he continues to train and wrestle freestyle because it was a good match. And what were your thoughts on that? Because Keith had to kind of dig deep there and come back.
Yeah. So Keith had to dig deep. He eventually got on top, which is, you know, for Keith, I thought he was going to be able to score a lot of points on top. He didn't score any on top of Lujan, but I did. Well, he got the takedown, and it was 2 turns, I believe, correct, in the Shakur match?
Yeah.
So six points and one little swing. That was the difference. You know, Keith, he did look a little step slower than he was. But obviously he's coming out of retirement, so that kind of thing happens. You know what? I was kind of – I think these guys went and watched their film on Keith because, you know, he didn't get his knee behind from the front head pinch, chest wrap scenario. His drags weren't all that effective. So, listen, I think Lujan and Shaq went back and did their research on old Keith Gavin, and they figured out what kind of tricks he had in his bag.
Ben, when we did the press conferences, Shakur Rasheed, we played while we were getting them set up, we played little highlights of each guy, and Shakur said that when we were playing those highlights, that was the first time he ever watched Keith wrestle.
So I'm wrong?
Well, he might have after he saw that, because he was like, man, he's got some slick stuff.
Yeah, or maybe Coach Casey gave him the heads up, like, hey, watch these couple things, you know.
It was funny. Shaq had no idea he was head coach at Pitt. Like,
oh my gosh,
totally unaware.
But no, he wrestled well, I thought, and I feel like Keith didn't get a real opportunity on top that I remember against Lujan. And I think that would have been the difference there, but we're not to that match yet. So yeah, I thought Shakur looked good.
Know, sorry, the one thing in the Gavin both matches, man, I feel like I was watching a guy who's a coach, because there's a couple times where he got in really good positions in scrambles, and I don't know, when you're coaching, at least when I'm coaching, usually I don't like to try to beat him down and go as fast as I can. I try to kind of work through the positions and let the guys feel it and all that stuff. And I felt like there's a few times where there's just a slight hesitation, and he lost the scramble because of that in both matches.
Yeah, I think he kind of said as much. I was just chatting with him afterwards. He's like, yeah, it's just a little. I think I get a little more of a big brother advantage in the room, and guys just concede positions and fight it a little less than they do. And I think I just wasn't expecting it. It's like, dude, these guys really want to win, and just. I'm sure he knew that deep down, but I think feeling it was just a little different for him. Yeah, and so I think you're spot on.
Definitely.
Yeah, we have Tyler. If you want to go ahead and play it, we have his scoring sequence there that kind of changed the match against Shakur.
And man, I'm telling you what, I forgot about this till we played it again. I don't know that Shakur broke 90 there.
But I got a take on this, Christian. my man Shakur isn't going flat because he thought he gave up the 2. Because if he thought he gave up the 2, he should actually stay and fight, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because the takedown's now worth nothing, right? So he can stay and fight that a little more. I thought Shaq was just reacting in the moment, and Keith's going to get this takedown whether he scores that initial 2 points.
I don't disagree with that. I don't disagree at all. But I think if you're going to exposure there, and the ramifications would have been huge had they.
Yeah.
And I think justifiably said he didn't expose there, all those points go away.
6 points.
Yeah.
Can you imagine? And that would be so like the right wrestling thing happened. I feel like the right points were given, but at the same time, it was kind of a close call there. But yeah, that was a key exchange there. And then second match was probably the craziest one, the most talked about match of the night, when Gabe Dean looks amazing against Taylor Lujan and gets stepped over. Ben, your thoughts on this one?
So I'm gonna say kind of the same thing as I said about Keith. It didn't look like Gabe's been on his back very much, right? Taylor was hungry, going for the kill there, and Gabe just got stuck. He probably wasn't used to dudes trying to hold him on his back that hard, right? Because he kind of had a few instances where he almost got off his back, and then Taylor kept just readjusting and eventually got the fall. So kind of same thing as Keith, where, man, he probably doesn't have to get up his back very often. And when he got put there, he was nervous. But he just panicked. I got another take here, probably a hotter take, Christian. I'm pissed at Taylor Lujan. You know why I'm pissed at Taylor Lujan?
Tell me.
We need to see some GD emotion, Christian. when you pin a guy who's beating you 8-0, who no one expected you to beat, and then you're about to go try to win $20,000 because you won said match, man, at least give a flex or something. Man, at least give a flex or something. He got up like nothing was going on. And listen, look at this man just getting up, walking back. Taylor, bro, you just won a whole bunch of money. You just pinned a 2-time NCAA champion who's beating you. Give us something. Give us some right? I mean, that's what the people want to see. That's why people are attracted to someone like a Brett Favre, because he wears his heart on his sleeve, because they can see the emotion and the energy. That's what we want to see, baby. Give us a flex or something.
Yeah, I mean, I wonder if part of it's like, man, one, I just don't think that's how Taylor Lujan operates in general.
He needs to operate that way.
Here's a thumbs up from Taylor. Taylor gave a thumbs up here. This is some emotion.
Check this out. This is a little how it started, how it's going. Action. Yeah. That's him back at Super 32 back in the day. Look at that. He's got a belt, no emotion.
He's got that.
This was after weigh-ins, and it's so funny. Sam Janicki, our photographer, put a photo out, and literally all the contestants, were flexing, and Taylor just gave a thumbs up.
Yeah, look at this.
Yeah, check this out.
All the double pythons, and you got Taylor top middle. Just give it a thumbs up. Look,
listen, I love a good thumbs up, Christian, but the viewer wants to have a connection with the action. They want to feel the same emotions. Listen, I was riding in my truck with my brother, and I got more excited than effing Taylor Lujan did. I was like, whoa! Freaking Taylor Lujan just pinned him. Max, stay on the road. Max, stop driving in the ditch.
Yeah.
I want to have a connection with Taylor Lujan. I want to know that it matters to him, and I didn't feel like it mattered, and that disappointed me.
Yeah, I know. I just think not everyone's just. Yeah, I don't disagree with that. It would have been cool. I think part of it though. I remember bragging out of you weren't at Flow at this time. EIWA's in like 2014. This kid from Boston University was getting teched by Elliot Riddick of Lehigh, and he's on his back in a cradle. The tech is like secured, but he rolls out of it sort of strangely and pins Elliot Riddick, who was like the 1 seed.
I think I remember this.
And he gets up and he's doing the number ones and all this stuff, and you're like, bro, you were getting destroyed. You did pin him, but it's like, I don't know.
Listen,
man.
Christian, he won the wrestling match. Flex on that. I mean, maybe not number ones because you're probably not number one. But you can flex on somebody. I hate this. I've been going off on this for years. I can't stand that wrestling people are like, can't show motion. I win. I caveman. Like, it just doesn't attract the viewer. I mean, viewers want to feel a connection with the athlete they're watching, and you can feel that connection through emotion and energy, and we need more of that.
All right, we're gonna start mandating it. We're gonna put it in the contracts.
We're gonna put it in the contracts.
We're
Yeah.
in the contracts. You gotta give a screen.
Put in the contract. Depending on how bad their celebration is, I get deducted percentage. Goes to charity.
And the cut of the fine goes to a charity they wouldn't support. So something with PETA or something. I don't know. Hey, the pin, the thing that I was thinking about when Gabe got pinned, it reminded me, and I thought about the Kyle Snyder Sajalayev pin, and these two Goliaths and their inability to get off their back. I was like, is there something about just being enormously strong and like big that makes it harder to get off your back for some reason? Or is it just like
I think I outlined it.
Total inexperience.
How many times has Gabe Dean been on his back in the last 5 years?
I have no idea. Probably less than 4.
Yeah, probably never. Man doesn't go to his back anymore.
Man,
right?
Can we go ahead and play the clip again, Tyler?
Yeah,
because it looks like at one point
watch his right arm. Yeah, it looks like it should go through. He should be able to like punch through and belly down. There may be a point where if I can get you to pause it, Tyler, I will. It may be hard. So not yet. Yeah,
but there are a couple opportunities for him to go to his belly.
Not here. Not here. Right here.
There, he could have went to his belly. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah, he should be. Yes.
So I don't understand.
Taylor's got his leg, I believe, with the right hand. I believe he does have his
like
leg,
a Navy kind of thing.
But he should still be able to like scoot that way, right? Scoot towards the out of bounds.
Yeah, he just stops right here and immediately comes back towards Taylor, which is not what you want.
Hold on, even right there. Go back 1 second. Go back 1 second. A little more, a tiny bit more. Okay, play it and then pause it. Play. Keep playing, keep playing, keep playing. When he comes back to us, keep going, keep going, keep going. A little more. Right. Keep going. Keep going. Right here. Another position. Look, the arm is through there.
Yeah.
This is where he should be able to just straighten out his body and punch to his belly also. So, yeah, again, Gabe panicked. He's probably not on his back very often. It's understandable, I feel like.
Yeah. And it was funny. Bracky was telling the story. One of our marketing guys, he doesn't know wrestling. He just manages some of the marketing team. He's like, wait, that's it? There's no like... he loses the match no matter what. We're like, yeah, if you get pinned, no matter what, the thing's over.
Who said that?
He doesn't work with wrestling. His name's Jason.
He's one of our marketing guys. He was at the event. He was like, that's it, no matter what the score is. It was like, yeah, it's over, man.
Headshot. So it was crazy because I picked Keith to win it, and watching Keith and watching early Gabe, I was like, oh, probably not gonna happen for Keith.
Gabe was looking really good.
Gabe looked so good, and like you pointed out, a few of the things there were a few aspects of Keith where you could tell like, okay, it's a little different now, and the ease in which guys were getting in on him was something you did not really see throughout his international career. He was just really tough to get to, and Shakur got in twice really easily. And similarly with Nate Jackson in the third place match. So I thought Gabe Dean and Miles Martin, kind of after that first round, were on a collision course. Of course, Gabe lost in the first round, and that didn't really.
Yeah. Hey, Brian Hellickson said it in the chat too. I was talking about Brett Favre, hard on his sleeve. DeSanto's another guy. You guys see the numbers. People love this. DeSanto, he doesn't make this effort to show his emotion. He literally can't hide his emotions, and there's something that draws you to that. It's important. It's really important. And listen, let me give a message to all these youngsters, because Taylor Lujan is a youngster. That might be Taylor Lujan's demeanor, but I can tell you without a shadow of a doubt, Christian, if you want to back me up on this, you're more than welcome to. If these guys do huge numbers on Flow is going to have them back every single time. So listen, if you want to keep getting paid, you might have to make a little extra effort, despite the fact that it doesn't come natural. There's probably a lot of things in wrestling that didn't come natural to you, which now come natural because you've done them for a long time. So if you want to make that little extra effort, it will probably go a very long way, because in wrestling, specifically, people don't stand out. And so if you can stand out and not be a total degenerate, like some people who I may be talking about, you will be invited back over and over and over again.
Yeah. No, I agree. I feel like the move is you've got to find like you just have to like turn up the volume of your regular self. You can't all of a sudden be some total trash talk or whatever. It's like you kind of like, okay, I'm clever, I'm funny, so I'll be clever, funny, and obnoxious or whatever. And that was kind of like
you just call me obnoxious.
You are admittedly obnoxious, Ben. We did a film about you where you said I just wanted to do something that would make people upset.
Yeah, I did that. I still do. That's fine.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I think that's kind of the move.
Agree.
But that's kind of a hard thing to do.
I think it's tough too because we've seen Taylor get fired up at you and I duels, and it's when West Gym is going nuts. And there's a huge crowd, and now you're in this ballroom with like 10 people,
Man,
and it's quiet.
That's part of it too. It is so still in there and quiet, and there's not even like you don't even have like a group of 10 people screaming, right? I can't wait till we're doing this in front of people. Truly, I mean, I'm so thankful we're able to do something and get to. But it is an element that is, I feel it just calling the matches like. It's a little harder to really ramp up and like elevate as the atmosphere elevates. So I'm sure it's a little bit of that. It's quieter than a practice room, you know? So I do think that's a part of it, personally.
Okay, that's fair enough. But yeah, I mean, again, if they want to be invited back, if they want to do the big numbers, they want to get the big bucks. You got to get a little gimmick going. You got to show a little emotion. You have to do those things. Listen, and if you don't want money and you don't want to be invited back, that's fine. I don't care. You can go wrestle and you could do whatever you want. But that's how it's gonna go.
Yeah.
Speaking of celebration, real quick, I have the LA Riddick
Let's
clip.
go. Let's go. Listen, he is down like 14 points.
All Riddick has to do is after this cradle, just roll back over.
This is the tech. The tech is secured right now.
Yes.
Oh, he's gonna get pinned. He's pinned. Call it, ref. Call it. Oh yeah.
Here's our man. Watch him. Hold on. Number one's coming.
Oh yeah. He was fired up. Oh, that wasn't as bad as you guys said.
Hold on. I think he does the double number ones.
I mean, he did put up number one, but
yeah,
he flexed. Yeah, that wasn't as bad as you guys.
That's not as bad as I remembered it either. I was there. Anyway.
Oh man.
So, also Shakur Rasheed is huge. He looked really big.
I agree.
A lot bigger than I thought he would look. Okay. So Gabe lost. And that sets up the rematch. Nate Jackson, Sammy Brooks was the next match, and this is where I started to pull away from you guys in the predictions standpoint. I kind of beat you guys up.
I think I lost like every match. I think I got like 2 right.
Yeah,
I was terrible. I was pitiful.
Wasn't your strongest showing there. So Nate Jackson basically just finished the matches he had started with Sammy Brooks in previous meetings. And what were your thoughts here?
Can I make an excuse for myself, Christian?
Of course.
Okay. Listen, here's the calculation I was doing. I think I mentioned this to you guys. Here's my calculation. What's easier? Nate Jackson turn it up and finish this thing off like he's gotten close to a couple times, or Sammy Brooks lowering his stance a little bit? Mm-hmm. And I thought, hey, surely Sammy Brooks has realized, holy crap, I give up a lot of points to this guy. If I just lower my stance a little bit, bide my time, grab a few wrists, maybe I give up 4 or 6 instead of 9. And then once he gets a little more tired like he has in the last 2 appearances, I just have to get on top and I can gut wrench him because that's what I've done both the last times. That's the thing I was thinking he was thinking. But no, Sammy Brooks refused to get in a lower stance, and Nate Jackson finished it off. And so I was completely wrong, and that's why.
Well, I think your calculation is wrong because Sammy, he's an upright wrestler. He's not a guy that's going to put a hand on the mat and get low and come up. He's going to come up. He's going to pull you up.
He didn't have to get that low, just a little lower than he already was.
Yeah, I just think that's just how he wrestles. I think it plays into his strengths when it works, and when it doesn't, it can look like that.
We've got the clip of the takedown that ended it, and I thought this was really bizarre from Brooks. He gets a restart with like 20 seconds left, and he just, is like going at Jackson like there's 10 seconds left in the match, and he walks right into a double.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Jackson just backstepped and blew through him.
And the other thing on that one, to your point, Kyle, that doesn't make any sense is if he does get on top in that scenario, he's not he can gut him because there's no time left.
Right.
Right? You want to get on top when there's a whole bunch of time left. So, stalk him down, end of the period, go down 9-1. You get your takedown at the beginning of the second period. Now you got a whole bunch of time to get as many gut wrenches as you want because he has scored gut wrenches on Nate Jackson.
Yeah, I didn't understand the urgency there at the end, but maybe he felt something in Nate. I mean, maybe he thought he was starting to fade and he could get one at the end. And hey, 9-3 feels a lot better than 9-1 at the break. And just I don't know. Maybe he thought he'd get a step out, and I don't know. But yeah, I agree. Tactically, it didn't make a ton of sense. But so that, and then last match was Foster, Miles Martin. Martin looked pretty surgical throughout, including this match.
Yep.
I don't think there's a ton to talk about in that match, other than Miles looked really, really good.
Yeah, not really. If you extrapolated from the David Taylor match, you would have thought, and I would have thought that Drew
Yeah,
Foster
this was another thing. We argued about this last week too.
Are we just gonna pretend it didn't happen?
Yeah, I said that would have been wise in a prognostication that you should totally throw out that match. That's what I said you should do. And that bore out. That proved to be the right thing because his entire career he's looked basically one way. He's had ebbs and flows, but never anything that low. We knew he took that match on 10 days' notice. He was wrestling someone insanely good that would have smashed his way through this field. So throw it out completely. And that's why I thought he'd make the finals out here. I didn't pick him to win, but I did think he'd make the finals because I thought we're not going to see that Miles Martin.
Yeah, well, we didn't. Looked good the whole time. So, yeah, I mean, him and Drew Foster wasn't all that compelling because Drew was just never able to get any real good offense going, whether it was like down block, go behinds, or reattacks, or even in scrambles. Miles looked outstanding.
Yeah. So I think the theme for Taylor Lujan was capitalizing on mistakes for his first two matches, right? Because I thought, and I don't know what clip Bracky or Tyler have pulled for the Gavin Lujan thing.
I don't have that match. I was trying to get other stuff.
There was an exchange where it was 2-0 Lujan, and Gavin basically had to go behind secured, and instead of like dropping down and just getting the secure two, then looking for the gut, he kind of pulled him on top of him and gave up that 2, and then it became 4-0, and from that point.
Wasn't he working for the trap there, Christian? If I remember correctly, he they had a lasso, and then they try to run it down, like circle into that arm to trap it, and then once they get the takedown, then boom, 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 boom. That's what I thought Keith was going for.
Maybe we can pull it up.
He might have been, but he still, pulled him on top of him, and he talked about it after that match. In the interview we did with him, he was like, it was stupid. I was just trying too much. And he said it was funny. He said he texted his guys, his wrestlers after the match and said, "Don't be like me. Don't do that."
Go ahead and play it, Tyler. Tyler's got it pulled up here. See, he's going head in the hole, running behind. I don't know. I can't tell if he has a trap.
I think he was over the top of that arm, but then he just does. He kind of pulled back to where he didn't drive. Usually, just to drive in on that one and kind of circle him down towards that shoulder.
Yeah.
I've actually never seen anyone try that without having an arm in there, and I think I can't see from the front version, but it looks like Keith's kind of over the shoulder with that arm.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I think Keith. There's a chance Keith turns Lujan. He gets on top. He gets to his low gut. I think it's a different match, but. At 4-0, Lujan did a great job of protecting that lead and even continuing to build it. So it was a great performance, and I really thought Gavin was going to win there. But Lujan, he was kind of the story coming out of this. Even though Miles Martin won, no one had Taylor Lujan making the finals there. And then the bottom, Nate Jackson, who looked great against Sammy Brooks versus Miles Martin. Thoughts overall on that match?
I mean, so Miles has great motion, and which is obviously. I swear I'm not gonna bring up David Taylor match all the time, but why I was so surprised David Taylor got to him so easy because Miles' motions is generally outstanding, and it showed in this match because if your motion's not outstanding as Nate Jackson, he's gonna blow through you, right? Yeah. And Miles it was great in this match. He was able to stay clear of all the double. I think he got double legged one time, but he didn't even. He was able to turn his hip down, dig up any points on it.
Yeah, that was
right?
maybe one of the exchanges of the night when Nate went. I think he went like head and chest double, looked like he blew his doors off, and somehow Miles was able to get his hips turned down and didn't even give up a point when it looked like he's going to give up 4 here. That was like in the early exchange of the Jackson Martin match. That was really impressive, and then from that point on, he really was sort of unchallenged by Nate.
Yeah, I agree. Man, Miles looked outstanding all night, which then made me want to think like I want to see him against. Right, there's a couple guys who weren't in this field. The main one would be Bo. Obviously, Bo just made his debut at 86 kilograms. Deeringer's hurt, so that would be one guy I'd really love to see Miles against. I don't know if we'll get to see it, and I know how their college rivalry went. Part of me thinks Miles is better at freestyle than he is folk style.
I think you could be right. And I don't. I
also want to see him against Miles and Maine. P.S.
Oh yeah, I bet you do. You're an Amin hater. Documented.
I am not. This is not true.
Yeah, I thought. I do. I think it's competitive. Martin and Nickel. Excuse me. If think about the Ringer Bo Nickel match was like a 1-1. I think Bo. The reasons Miles at times, although rarely, gave Bo trouble in folk style, I think are going to be even more pronounced here than they were in freestyle. So he proved he's a top 5, top 3-ish guy at 86, but there's David Taylor and then there's kind of everyone else. I think that was reinforced as well.
I agree. Maybe Jordan Burroughs.
Stop. I can't believe you really think this. You're crazy.
Maybe. You never know.
All right. Well, we should.
Well, we'll see how he does. We'll see how he does. We only got what's it? 12 days? 11 days?
Yeah,
12
days.
We'll see how he looks.
Yes, we will.
I mean, listen. If he comes in looking like a tank and he blows the doors off Shaheed, bank it.
Bank it. Come on.
You guys got to tell me. You guys got to put out what he weighs in at.
Okay, we will.
For real.
Yeah,
we will.
Yeah.
No secrets.
I mean, I think he's gonna weigh every bit at 185.
I bet he's gonna weigh 185.
Yeah.
I was talking with someone this weekend, and they're like, "So he'll probably weigh in at what, like 175, 180?" I'm like, "No, I think he's gonna weigh." Look, if Jordan Burroughs gets up to 190, I'm not surprised. He's a big person.
I don't know. I disagree, Christian. I mean,
you don't think he gets that big?
I don't disagree that he couldn't get that big, right? I know, for example, when I was making 163, for me, it was really challenging. So it's at 74 kilograms, same weight class. And I was day before. I wasn't day of, right?
Mm-hmm.
I had to keep myself probably under 176, 177. Like I had to stay really small or else I just wasn't going to make it. And that was day before weigh-ins.
Mm-hmm.
And so for Jordan Burroughs, if you're telling me he's getting up to 190, man, and especially when you're counting that as day of, that is a tough cut to make. I know we're still 4 months out, but shrinking and growing your body, not losing water weight, right? Losing water weight's really simple. Shrinking your body and growing your body, it takes time. I mean, I remember the 1 year, it was actually the photo I just posted where I fought Lyman Good in the Bellator finals, but I was making 163 that year because I was wrestling and fighting, and I was really small, so I was probably weighing 174 to 176 on a regular basis. And that Lyman Good fight, I think, was 3 months later, and I think I was still only like 181. Like I didn't put on size really easily. And I think that goes the same for a lot of people. It's hard to put on size and it's hard to take off size. Like real size, you guys know what I'm talking about, right?
Yes, I do.
Not water weight.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So yeah, maybe he's not that big. I wouldn't be surprised if at times he does get that big. I don't think he walks around routinely at that size, but if he's 185, 190 at points, that wouldn't stun me. But we'll see. All I know is for some time, 163 has not been easy for Jordan Burroughs.
Yes.
Hey, I got a question from the Scan Man. What's worse, Ben's pick to win, getting teched in the first round, or JD Raider hedging by picking Dean in the whiteboard war and Miles in the preview article? That to me, that's worse. That is worse. Listen,
what in the world?
We're gonna have to. This is why they should never have gotten rid of hazing at Flow. We never got to haze this kid when he got here, and now look at him. He's picking 2 winners. I haven't seen this since there's someone else that used to pick hedge, but
listen. I know Sammy got teched in the first round. We all knew that was a possibility. Like,
yes, we did.
That wasn't like betting odds. Betting odds. Sammy getting teched those were decent, right? It wasn't like that was 20-1 on betting odds. Like Sammy getting teched first round was probably an equivalent bet to Sammy winning the tournament.
Yes. I'm disappointed. I didn't realize he did that. Did you, Kyle?
No.
This is not good. We're gonna have to handle that. JD's got to answer for himself. JD, if you're in the office right now, walk back here and explain yourself. Okay, if you're listening,
it's kind of smart. It's good. You have double the chances of being right.
Not double. It's not. If people,
yes, it is. It's double the chances. You got 2 picks.
No, it's not. You're both wrong. He's over. He did not get it right. He got both wrong.
Well, I thought you said he picked Miles.
If you pick both, they're both wrong. You're disqualified. Get out of here. I'm DMing Raider right now. Let's see if he's back here. Show your face. Show your face on FRL.
I doubt he is.
If you're at HQ. Yeah, it's not a breakfast day. Okay. Thank you, Brandon Scannell, for that little bit of intel. All right, next up. Hey, speaking of, we were talking about Jordan Burroughs. Let's talk about this. I know, Ben, you were frustrated we wouldn't announce the card yesterday or last week, but now you know the full card and for November 14th. What?
Christian, you just skipped the finals.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
And the third place match.
All right. Yeah, good point.
And my girl, Macy Kilty. Macy Kilty looking fantastic.
Yes. Okay. So let's go to that. Go to the finals, Ben.
Man, Miles was just too good. It wasn't competitive. Taylor was able to come up with 2 upsets in a row, but dude, Miles looked outstanding. He as bad as he looked on July 25th, he looked equally as good. He really, really impressed me.
Yeah, I mean,
you can go ahead and roll that tape, Tyler.
Yeah, whenever. Yeah, feel free. It's like his reattacks and go behinds were just so good, and anytime guys were pulling the trigger, he was immediately able to capitalize and score. And his own offense looked really good too. Double legs. He was hitting everything. It was really one of the best versions of Miles. This is a really cool exchange because I don't know how Lujan got his hips back there initially, and then for Martin to be able to still horse through and get the 2 there was, man, super impressive.
Yeah, dude, he looked so good.
Yeah, he really did. Yeah, and I agree. I think he is going to be better at freestyle. It's already sort of rearing itself. And then Nate Jackson takes care of business against Keith, and it's kind of demonstrates.
I don't know if I love the third place match, guys. I might scratch that in future tournaments.
Well, that's just your
opinion.
Me.
It just seemed like, what's the point? A little bit, it's like these guys came here to win the big check. What you got? You guys give them both 5 Gs. I don't give a damn. Okay.
Well, you can supplement
you can pay
third, fourth. Then
listen, I give both $4,000. Cut it even. I don't know what the half is. Listen, these guys came to win the big check. They didn't win the big check. I don't really want to see them wrestle. I want to see them win the big check. And you guys didn't give them the big check, so I was pretty disappointed in that as well. I want to see Miles walking out of the Hilton, or that's not where you guys are at. I can't remember what hotel you guys are at. The Omni. I want to see Miles walking out the Omni with the big check in the morning.
That's all right. Hey, we're not gonna be back there. We're not gonna be back there, so it's fine.
I like the hotel. Their sauna is tremendous. Most tremendous hotel sauna I've ever been in.
Really?
Oh my gosh, it got so hot, and then you got the pool right there, and it goes outside. You get some sunlight, get a little vitamin D. It's fantastic.
Man, what a ringing endorsement. Yeah, Macy looked great in her match. Shilson did. I was actually really impressed with Jelassic, her adjustments against Shilson. She got teched by her a couple weeks ago. She made that match really interesting and competitive. She had a hard time getting points together, but it was really, really close for a long time. So impressed with both of them. Thoughts, Ben?
Boom. I agree. And I thought the other women's match, Macy, I thought she looked outstanding. She's gonna be really young for this Olympic cycle, so it's gonna be. I don't know if she's gonna be able to challenge and make the team, but I'm hoping she does.
Yeah, a lot of young talent, and it's crazy how much hardware those young ladies have collected at such a young age, at each level. Just total stars. Okay. Now can I transition? I'm sorry, I got thinking about Jordan and then I went to November 14th. I got a little ahead of myself. We didn't even talk about the finals.
Yes.
It was very fun, very fun. So the complete card has been released, and we're so excited about it. And probably, listen, I'm really excited about Jordan versus Valencia, obviously. But I cannot wait to watch Anthony Etchemendia wrestle again. This is a guy, there's so much question about how good is this guy? We haven't seen him wrestle since Who's Number One in October of last year against Josh Saunders.
Anything?
Nothing.
In a year plus?
In a year plus.
What's he been doing with his life?
He's been training and posting pictures of his biceps on Instagram.
I know we had quarantine in March, but what about November, December, January, February?
Well, he was working on trying to get into Ohio State and get all that stuff squared away.
Yeah.
Okay.
He was living in his training wasn't he was like training actually in Michigan in Ann Arbor for a while, and then he ended up at Ohio State, and so he has not competed since then. And he's a total, he beat Josh Saunders. Josh Saunders is he's really legit at freestyle. He's not necessarily a senior level. He's not probably someone
hold on. Watch your tongue here, Christian.
I'm not done yet. He's not someone that's going to threaten to make the national team, but he's a guy that's placed at senior nationals before and done a good job. Checking him.
The senior nationals was literally 2 months after the Who's Number One.
Right. And if you don't remember the Who's Number One match, Etchemendia teched him 10-0. So
10-0.
You're like, okay, he's better than Josh Saunders significantly, but how much better, and where does that put him? So now you're going to put him against Evan Henderson. Guy just won senior nationals, right? Second. Wait, who beat him?
Andrew Aliris.
Okay, right. So just got second. Just beat. Who did he freaking beat? Ironman. He beat Ironman at senior nationals. Had a really good run. I'm losing my mind.
And Ironman just beat that guy. That's his name. Yeah.
You can't say Kinchikashvili yet.
Kinchikashvili. I'm gonna keep practicing.
Now he's gonna show up at your house and haunt you if you say his name 3 times. So I cannot wait for this match. I am so curious how it's going to go. Etchemendia could just bomb him. He could get destroyed by Henderson. I have no idea what's going to happen. All I know is we're going to learn a lot about Anthony Etchemendia because we know how excellent Evan Henderson is at freestyle.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. We haven't seen on the mat in a while. And we're all excited because we don't know exactly where he stacks up. And I'm pumped for it.
Okay, and then we've got Sammy Sasso versus Tyler Berger. I'm excited for this one, too, to see Sasso back on the mat. Tyler Berger's outstanding at freestyle.
Didn't Tyler Berger's have a big win somewhere? I'm trying to remember.
He beat Joey McKenna.
He beat Joey McKenna.
Rage in the Cage.
Yes, that one.
Chill's going to yell at me. Wrestling Underground.
There's no way we can ever know the name, Christian.
We can never know. The scholars maintained the documents that were destroyed years ago. So Sasso Berger is going to be outstanding. And keeping with the Cuban flair, Alan Vera versus Giangelo Hancock. Of course, Etchemendia from Cuba, Vera from Cuba. And I think as far as domestic...
It's almost like they're coming to America because they don't like socialism.
It does seem that way. I don't know. The thing is, it's just like the Rage in the Cage. We'll never know the actual truth. We just can't know.
I mean, Etchemendia didn't do a documentary on it or anything.
I wish we had. It would have been great. So Alan Vera, who really looks like if he's allowed to wrestle for us at the Olympics, he is the favorite to make the team. He beat Joe Rao, and he looks fantastic. So he's going to go up a weight class and take on Giangelo Hancock, who's kind of been One of the stars of the upper weights for Team USA.
I think 4 straight world teams.
Yeah, that's a pretty good run.
And beating a couple of world medalists. Remember we beat Alexanian?
Yeah, he beat him at Schultz, I think. He beat Alexanian. That's insane. Alexanian, he was like in the Greco pound for pound, he was like towards the top there. But yeah, he did. Just a 4-time world and Olympic champion. No big deal. Okay, and then Kyvan Gadsden taking on Colin Moore as senior nationals.
It was at the Poland Open.
You guys got wow. I did not realize there was so many Ohio State guys, but I think it makes sense because you don't have to pay for multiple coaches to come because the same coaches come for all the guys.
Yeah, it's like there's these teams like they're like, well, everyone's trying to get their guys' main match, so you reach out about one match. It's like, well, can we get these guys and these guys and these guys? So it does make sense. Similar, like there's a sun-kissed flair here with Ali and Kayla and Zahid, et cetera, et cetera. So we're going to have Lauren Louis versus Ali Reagan, Kayla Miracle versus Anna Godinez, rounding out the card there. So excited, very excited. Colton Schultz and Hamdy's match is now off, unfortunately, due to kind of a unforeseen circumstance. But still very excited.
Hey, so what are the betting odds on Burroughs and Zahid? I was trying to think about this. Obviously, I think the Burroughs is the favorite, but I don't even think he's a 2-1 favorite. I think it's like he's like maybe a minus 160, and and Valencia's maybe a plus 180 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I wish we could have real betting on wrestling. I would love to gamble on wrestling.
Yeah, me too. I feel like I'd make a lot of money on it. But it's not really caught on yet. But maybe at some point it'll happen. I wish we could just run our own gambling operation. That'd be great. Flow.
There we go.
Texas needs to get their crap in order.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, why don't you run for office and be the change?
It's not
Bracky doesn't even have
Texas.
Bracky's been here since 2002. He still doesn't have a Texas driver's license.
Are you kidding me, Bracky?
You can't even vote here. He's still registered to vote in West Virginia. I don't even know how that's legal. This could be voter fraud for all we know.
Well, I got my license renewed. West Virginia license was getting ready to expire, and I had to go back to West Virginia anyways for something, so I just got my license renewed there because it was easier to do than
where
getting
do you pay state income taxes?
He doesn't pay taxes.
You think there's no
state income taxes?
Yeah,
where do you
Texas
pay
doesn't have that.
We don't have that, bro.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. So if you're a West Virginia resident, then you're going to pay West Virginia.
Nah, I don't. Stop. You guys are outing me right now. Stop. I'm gonna get arrested. What the heck?
Hey, Kyle Bracky removed from FRL due to tax evasion.
What if the IRS just arrested him right now on
Good
the
luck
show?
finding me. No way they know my first name.
Yeah.
Well, I'm assuming Flo deduct. You guys are employees, so Flo deducts taxes. So Flo should have done the research on where you're a state resident of.
He stays off the. We do all.
I'm so off the grid.
All his finances are done. He has a secret thing. They have to just leave the bag for him.
Okay, listen. I need people there. Blake is complaining he doesn't know what the plus and minuses are. It's really simple. Plus means if you bet $100, you win that much. So if it's plus 150, you bet 100, you win 150. Okay. You bet if it's plus 300, you bet 100, you win 300. So it's like a 3-1. Minus means the opposite. You have to bet that much money to win 100. So if it's minus 200, you need to bet $200 to win $100. Does that make sense to everybody?
Makes sense to me. It took me a little while to figure it out back when I was learning about gambling.
And now you're a degenerate.
Now I'm a degenerate. Hey, I'm going. Me and my brothers and my dad are going to Vegas this weekend to bet football games. So we're excited about that. Yeah, we're going to be degenerates together as best we know how. We're not really that degenerative. Excited for that. Okay. Next topic. Hey, did you get to watch the Hawkeye Wrestling Club match?
I watched, so I didn't watch it live. I didn't realize it was on so early. It was so early, and I got home from practice, and my wife had dinner, and I'm like, I'll just watch it after the fact. So,
well, the undercard was on. The undercard started at 4, and then the main card started at 6:15, I think.
Something like that. Yeah, I was just getting home I think I got home at like 6:15, 6:20, and so I said, I watched what I thought were all the interesting matches to me after the fact. Let's talk about those. I love that they had a crowd. They had a crowd,
I
and
know.
then dudes weren't wearing masks. They don't give a crap. Carver Hawkeye doesn't get corona.
That
How
wasn't
about
Carver
that?
Hawkeye. That was the Extreme
Where
Arena.
were they?
That was
Oh,
extreme.
Extreme Arena.
Very
No corona there.
extreme behavior.
That's where Senior Nationals was too. So yeah, and they had fans there, so no COVID free. So
You can't get it there.
Can't get there. I love it. It's fantastic. I actually
we should
thought
just
that
do more places like that where you can't get it.
The science
Yes.
is clear.
I knew about Extreme Arena, and I don't know why, but I thought that really looked like Carver Hawkeye. When you couldn't really see the crowd that much, but it really did to me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. So on the undercard, some of the more interesting, the most interesting result of the entire event was Nelson Brands beating Abe Assad 9-0. That I did not expect because, one, Abe was clearly the guy last year, right? Nelson started for a little bit, then they pulled Abe's red shirt. So you have to assume not only was Assad better, but he was significantly better in the room or something that they would say, hey, let's get this kid out there, right? Because Nelson had already redshirted, etc. And then you consider Assad's freestyle pedigree. It's a guy who made a cadet world team in a loaded domestic weight and comes back with a medal. And it's like, all right, holy cow. And then Nelson beats him 9-0.
Yeah.
That was really impressive. And really, Assad struggled to get anything going offensively against Nelson.
So I didn't watch that match, so I can't comment.
Bummer. Loser. Hey, it was a good one. You should check it out. And also, it's like, is Nelson just going to be the guy the next couple years? Because, they could redshirt Abe, but, basically Nelson's a freshman again if they want to be. So there could be a battle. Maybe Assad eventually goes up, but, then there's Warner at 97. I don't know how it's going to shake out, but it's very obvious that
Well, the other thing that's interesting there, Christian, is right now they have this free transfer, right? So if Abe says, damn, I'm going to be on the bench, right? Because they have this year. This year doesn't count against anyone's eligibility.
Mm-hmm.
He could very easily say, I'm out of here. I'm going to go somewhere where I feel like I'm going to be the starting guy for a couple of years if Nelson's really giving it to him that hard.
Perhaps that, but on the other hand, Nelson is kind of regarded as a 74-pounder, right? And but now we've got 2 years of Kimmer. Well, no, I think Kennedy could be a 65. I think that's.
Everyone keeps saying that, and I don't buy it either, Ben.
I don't buy it.
There's a Hawkeye report thread that says he should go 57 this year.
Oh my God, they're trying to kill the kid.
God.
They're trying to kill him.
I can't.
What's wrong with them?
Yeah, but
that's dumb.
Yeah, we're entering the growth of
Just
zone
gonna
here.
squeeze Caleb Brands out of the lineup.
Caleb Brand.
So the idea of Nelson going 74 at some point makes sense to me, except for the fact that Kimmer has 2 years to go. So how's that going to work? Now, will Kimmer take both of his years? I don't know.
I saw a quote from Marinelli. He definitely seems like he wants to use the extra year.
That Marinelli does?
Yeah.
It's
It's college. Why would you ever want to leave? It's so much fun.
It's had a lot of fun at college.
College. Did you guys not have fun in college?
I had a blast in college.
No, I didn't.
If they would have gave me another 4 years, I would have been just rolling dudes up, having a great time. I would have been enjoying myself fully. They could give me as many extra years as I want. Maybe at like 30, like Gabe D, and I would have said, "Hey guys,
you guys,
Gabe D's 30.
You got
Gabe D responded, by the way. Gabe D was on the Bader show. He says, "Ben Askren, I'm not 30."
I would have had to do some real stuff with my life when I got 30, but if they give me some extra years, dude, I'm taking them. That would have been so much fun.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what they do. Okay, so speaking of Kimmer, he fell to Tommy Gantt, which I really thought that Kimmer would win that match, and I was basing that on the McFadden win over Gantt previously, but Gantt just kind of there's one big exchange. I don't know if you want to talk about it a little bit, Ben.
Yeah, it was JV. That's what it was.
Oh snap!
That's one of the things. Bro,
J-bombs.
listen, I'm watching my kids, and I'm watching my 8th grader wrestle freestyle who's never done freestyle before, and he just keeps hanging onto the leg despite getting rolled through a whole bunch of times. And I'm like, bro, why are you holding onto the leg? You're getting rolled up. Stop. Just let go and go flat. Do anything but keep holding onto that leg. But Kimmer just kept holding onto the leg.
Yeah, he didn't.
Was not good.
This is where the wrestling is wrestling thing is not really true. People say things like that.
Yeah.
Like, it's no difference. It's very different. You cannot. You folk style, it's 0 points, and in freestyle, it's like 6.
Yes. That was not a good sequence for him. I mean, because even Christian, he even just kept driving into it. Like, it wasn't even like he tried kind of holding it but basing out this way. It was like he just kept driving it in the Gantt, right? 3 times in a row.
Ain't no weight in the wild is like my favorite line I've heard from a wrestler in like the last 5 years.
What is that? What does
Gantt,
that mean?
So like Gantt was supposed to wrestle Mark Hall, right? And then he ended up wrestling McFadden. McFadden was way bigger. And apparently Gantt said there ain't no weight in the wild. And then I'm sure Kimmer was probably bigger too. He went hashtag ain't no weight in the wild. I thought that was
that's a tremendous line. I love
tremendous. If he made it up, that's all time. Tommy Gantt's awesome. Okay. Spencer Lee. Oh my gosh. Listen, I know we knew he was gonna beat Zach Sanders. But I was still blown away. I was still like, oh my, the ease and the power for that final exchange. I was just like, give him. I just want to see him wrestle a really competitive match. I want to see him against.
Can't we just do that? Can't we do that?
You would think. I want to see it so badly. I want to see him against. Whereas really, the problem is there's basically maybe only 3 people in America that can give him a competitive match, right?
Well, listen, someone said he requested Takahashi for this match, but can't just get someone over here like that easily right now.
Yeah,
I'll make a list. Dayton. Here, I'll give you my. Let's see. I got a whole hand. Dayton Fix, Nick Suriano, Thomas Gilman's number 1, obviously. Seth Gross would be interesting, and Vito Arujá, because of his recent performances, I would like to see that also. There's 5 guys that we could have fun watching.
What about Mičić?
I think
well, he's not American, but if we're going international, I'll throw him in there also. He's not American, Serbian, Christian.
He is an American
dual
who wrestles for Serbia.
Serbian. Yeah. He's Serbian.
Well, I really think the list says 3 guys. 1, he's already teched Vito. I love Vito.
But tell me you wouldn't want to watch any of those matches that I just listed? They'd be awesome.
I'm trying to get Spencer a competitive match. He teched Vito.
Vito's looked great lately. If he blows him out,
Vito looked great leading up to that match.
Okay, so
Vito beat Nick Suriano a couple hours before, and then he got teched.
Okay,
I think it's Dayton.
I'm not saying it's top of my list, but I'm saying I would want to see that match.
Well, I would want to see it as well. I'm not disagreeing with you. I don't think Seth matches up great. I don't think Mičić matches up great.
He's not American.
Regardless, I don't think. I think we know Vito doesn't. I think it's Dayton and Gilman, maybe Suriano. Yeah. I think those are the 3 that could. That will push him, right? But other than that, I think it's hard to find him competitive matches.
Yeah, Gilman's the obvious number 1, right? You want to see the Gilman match more than anything. Because of there's history there.
I don't know.
Gilman.
I don't know if I want to see. I don't know if I think I would rather see Dayton Spencer, personally.
Really?
Yes. I feel like I've been wrestling fans that have been deprived that match. That was supposed to be a rivalry, and just weird stuff has like prevented them from ever entering another tournament together since their 4-minute match series in Akron. Yeah.
So, but Gilman and Lee have never wrestled in a competitive match.
No, true.
Right? So we've never seen that either.
No.
So, okay, I'm in for either one. You make either one of them, I'm tuning in.
Yeah, I'm certain that's true. So I thought he looked ridiculous though, and Zach Sanders is a proven senior level guy at 57, and he just got demolished by Spencer, who looks and is apparently bigger now, which is only going to help him, right? Mm-hmm. Also, no knee brace for Marinelli, and I didn't see one for Spencer either.
Mm-hmm. Spencer kind of had the leg
sleeve on, yeah.
Okay, how about Meredith? My man Meredith, he's getting around. He's getting around town because he did the Bartlett thing, he did this thing, and then they just announced he's going to wrestle Seth Gross. And listen, people they're sleeping on my man Bryce Meredith because he might go 3-0 because Gross is a 57. He's going to have a hard time beating Meredith.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
To me, I watched the DeSanto Meredith match and thought, all right, this is a wrestler DeSanto and just needs more seasoning and freestyle, right? And also I thought he was outsized, and I think from a technical standpoint, I thought all along is a really bad matchup for DeSanto because how much he shoots under, how much he drapes for his finishes, and I didn't know if his forward style was going to work against Bryce, and I really didn't felt like for one of the first times ever, DeSanto wasn't able to implement his pace, and I think that's because he wasn't significantly stronger than Meredith, and I think he probably is a lot stronger than most of the guys he wrestles down at 133, and he's a 33-pounder.
Meredith is a 65 kilogrammer. I mean, he's big
and a big one too, right?
Yeah.
To me, I think I was thinking back to the Bartlett match. I'm like, I was kind of pumping up Bartlett. I was like, this kid's really, really good. And he pushed Bryce Meredith, and then Bryce has no issues with DeSanto. I think it kind of puts it further crystallizes how good Bo Bartlett is going to be next year for Penn State, or this year for Penn State, maybe I should say. But yeah, DeSanto's got a little ways to go, and I think he was in the wrong weight, and Bryce Meredith is super, super good.
Definitely wrong weight. He's a 61 or 57, definitely not a 65 kilogram guy. I don't know if
he's trying to kill him, get him down to 57. Although I said the same about RBY, so maybe we're just trying. We just want to see these 33s, man. These 33s aren't 65 kilogram guys. I want to see them at 57.
They're not 65 kilogram guys.
It's really unfortunate. It's like the best weight, and I don't want to talk about it again.
What match did we forget? Oh, Marinelli Green.
No.
So listen,
we got to talk about Ironman beat Kanchikishvili.
Oh yeah,
what the heck?
That already in the show, but. Listen, his double legs looked outstanding. He usually doesn't fire them off. They both looked really good. And then he was really frustrating Kanchikishvili with his, his hips are super flexible. He was really frustrating there. So I thought he looked outstanding.
I'm not trying to take credit away from Ironman, but I did not think Kanchikishvili looked good at all there. I thought he looked disinterested, low output. I don't know. He looked good. I mean, he just beat Yanni, right? And I expected a version approximate to that, and then Ironman just blew his doors off twice, and he had no response, and he had really nothing for him before then. So I'll give credit, but also at the same time, I can't pretend I didn't just watch Ironman lose at Senior Nationals, right, to Evan Henderson. So I don't know. It's good. It's a very good win.
What the heck?
See, so you can't. I'm not putting him on
Evan Henderson. He got teched by Joey McKenna.
Yeah, he got teched. So I'm not ready to.
I watched that match too. Oh, what the heck?
So good win, but man, with 5K on the line, I can't believe that was the performance that Kanchikishvili turned in.
Yeah.
But
yeah, that's true.
Also, I think Ironman has so quickly become like loving being an Iowa Hawkeye, and the fans seem to really quickly gravitate towards him too, which I can understand why, because he has a wild style about him.
Yeah, he's a guy. He's a guy who puts emotion on his sleeve. Also,
yes, he does. He has for some time. And then you mentioned Green Marinelli. I thought Marinelli did a nice job in this one.
Yeah,
Green had a hard time generating big points. He had the one big 4.
Yeah, I mean Green's got to make 150. So for him to do that and then wrestle Marinelli, who's a bigger guy, that's man, that was impressive.
Yeah, and I think Green mentioned how strong he thought Marinelli was. And I think Green's another one of these guys where you're like, he's not a 74. And coming up that weight class, the stronger guys, it makes a difference. He was able to figure it out because he's an amazing wrestler. But he's another guy that's just very much caught between 2 Olympic weights. And it is unfortunate. And yeah, he's going to make 150 here December 18th. So he's got a month and a half to get down. I'm sure he will. And
that's that day before, correct? It's like you guys doing 3 hours before or something?
3 hour weigh-in.
3-hour weigh-in. So that's, I mean, yeah. So again, if he wants to win that big money, he's gonna have to get a little bit smaller to make sure he competes really well 3 hours later.
Yeah, and I'm sure he will, and it's all part of the plan. Okay, I'm trying to think of other matches. Gwiz teched Cassiope rather predictably.
What was that match, Christian? Why did they match them up? That was a terrible idea.
I don't know. Well, I know that Gwiz and Terry have always been kind of buds or get along great. Back to the, they've worked together in the past, so I think it's probably something like that. And hey, get your guy a really high level competitor. Why not?
Yeah, but it's just, I mean, it's a thing where you want a high level competitor, but you also want something to be competitive. And I don't think that match is ever going to be competitive. Gwiz Cassiope. I mean, Cassiope's never done anything at the senior level to this point, and Gwiz has won 2 world medals.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, I mean, I didn't think it was going to be competitive either, but yeah, he's good. He's a good.
I'd rather see. There's a handful of people you'd rather see Cassiope against, right? I mean, on the big one, because we don't know where he's at right now, is like Kirklevitt. That would be an awesome match that we would love to see. But then, I would love to see him versus Mason Paris again, because Mason Paris got him good at the duel, but I'm not so sure that's going to be the result every single time. I'd love to watch that. Yeah, there's just other matches that I would have liked to see more than that one.
Don't disagree. I'm trying to think of the other super relevant matches.
I think that's all the ones I watched, the ones you mentioned.
Yeah, Max Murin beat Mitch McKee, which I did not expect because McKee's so prolific in freestyle. But Murin continues to improve at Iowa. He's just, from when he's gotten there to, I mean, last year he was having a great year. So
yeah,
he's doing a good job. And I'm assuming we'll see him at 149 this year, as it sounds like Ironman wants to go 41. And I think he's going to be every bit of 149 pounds. So I wouldn't expect him to be undersized in the least.
Yeah, I agree. Hey, you didn't tell the people. I got to go to Mexico tomorrow, Christian. So we should get to at least a couple questions.
What? He said Mexico?
He said Mexico. He told me this.
You know this. Remember. We talked on the phone, Christian.
I know.
He didn't tell me this.
I didn't. Yeah, you're supposed to clear all. No, hold on, Ben. You're supposed to clear all international travel with Bracky. That's been the policy since day one. I don't remember these things. I forget Singapore.
Remember, you told me about Ireland, and you told me about Singapore.
Yeah, but not Mexico. What are you doing in Mexico? My boss got his teeth fixed there. So is this dental related?
What?
Ray got his teeth fixed. Are you being serious? There. Yeah,
it's cheaper to get your teeth fixed over there.
It's like he saved like tens of thousands of dollars.
What?
He's got you wait till you see Ray. Wait till you see his smile.
Okay, well, interesting. No, my wife's best friend is getting married. She was supposed to get married in May initially, and then obviously Corona pushed it back. So we're going for that. I'm gonna try to be on the show Thursday if we have good internet in Mexico. I will be on the show. We'll test it before that.
See you Tuesday. It sounds like.
Yeah. Oh jeez.
Oh my gosh.
We'll give it a shot. But I will be on a flight tomorrow. Tomorrow during the show, I'll be on a flight, so I don't even know that I'll be able to watch you guys.
Man, I wonder do we pull Sion in?
Well, I was gonna ask, do we have a guest lined up, or do we go from our own bullpen?
We may have to go from our own bullpen. Maybe we just berate JD Raider for an hour and a half for picking 2 winners of the 8-man challenge. That could be a fun 90 minutes. I don't know. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll get to some questions. I do. Hey, Tyler, if you can pull up. Yeah, I see you've got it highlighted. You know what I want. In our continuing campaign against Emo's Pizza, Wayne Fish.
Emo's, the worst thing ever.
We had a taste tester who tried Emo's Pizza, and it did not go well. He's pulling it up here.
He's very unbiased. He'd never had it before.
He'd never had it. Listen, who goes into wanting to dislike pizza? No one wants to dislike pizza ever.
Nobody.
That's how you know this pizza is so terrible. It's St. Louis pizza. It's called Emo's. I don't know if this is reverse advertising. I don't know. I feel bad because I'm sure they're just hardworking people, but it's really bad. And
I bet we talk about it so much that people who haven't had it are like, I need to try this just to see, like, for myself how bad this is.
I honestly think we have slightly spiked Emo's Pizza business. I don't think we get this video without us trashing it once every 3 weeks. So go ahead. Roll the tape.
Tastes like socks.
Tastes like socks. You should put that on the box. Tastes like socks. Yeah.
Thank you, Wayne Fish.
Thank you, Wayne Fish.
Tremendous.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. You know what?
Live your life the
It's the
right
worst
way
pizza ever.
and eat
Like-
Casey's pizza.
Yeah, that's right.
Listen. We stopped by. So we left the preseason nationals. We were driving home. We were watching, as a reference, watching you guys' event. We stopped at Casey's. I got to call Max. Max loaded up on 4 slices of Casey's pizza.
Heck yeah, Max.
What
He
a
went
beast.
ham.
What a beast.
Right?
Yeah, he's a pretty big
I
guy.
got-
4 pieces is not that. 4 pieces is not that.
Well,
audacious.
listen. As greasy as Casey's is, I usually stick to like a two slice maximum. Otherwise, you're eating like 7 days worth of grease.
Oh my gosh.
Shout out Luke Weiss. He's always asked questions, but he tweeted us during the 8-man. He got some Casey's Pizza to watch during the 8-man. I told him he was living life the right way, and Casey's tweeted us back. Said couldn't agree more.
Wow. What do we got to do to land this Casey's partnership?
They're flirting with us all the time.
They are. Listen,
They owe us big time.
listen. They came out with like 4 different pizzas when you and I went, Ben, that one time. The taco pizza was like, it was so heavy. I didn't like it either. But the box was so heavy, it felt like they filled it with bricks. They
Yes.
put so much stuff on there. You definitely get your money's
I'm-
worth there.
I'm thumbs down on the taco pizza, but Casey's definitely owes us a sponsorship by now, Christian. Yeah, that should happen.
Yeah, hook it up.
I haven't tried taco yet, but I'd love to.
It's very popular.
Yeah, I know people love it.
And no one knows tacos like Iowans. So you can trust their opinion. Here's an interesting question.
Oh, hey, before we get to questions, I feel like we should mention this, the Kamal Bey thing.
Oh yeah.
It's a pretty big deal. He's probably, I don't know, the favorite to make the Olympic team, if not.
I would say
He's not the favorite anymore.
yeah.
Well, yeah, he's not anymore. Kamal Bey was suspended. It came out on Friday for a year for the whereabouts thing that we talked about with Sadulayev not too long ago. Remember, he has 2 strikes.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 or 1.
I'm pretty sure Sadulayev had 2.
Oh my goodness.
But
I think Sadulayev just writes down like for his whereabouts on horse or on plow.
on a piece of paper, and they're like, "No, you have to put it in the computer."
No, it's right next
I
to the
put
computer.
it on the paper.
You
Yeah.
said put it on the computer. I shut the laptop. I put it right on there in case you guys came by.
But
Wow.
in case you don't know, you have to tell, in this case, USADA where you're going to be at, like 24/7, right, Ben?
Man, so guys, I feel like they won't test you from midnight to 6 a.m. I feel like that's a thing. I've definitely never been tested in that window. I've had some people show up earlier, like maybe 6:30, 7 a.m. But I think there's a window where they can't come. So I don't want to, but it is, besides that, it's not.
But every day you have to have your whereabouts listed.
Correct.
Every single day.
Yes.
Like you gotta let them
Yeah,
know
I
what
mean-
city you're in and stuff like that, right?
Correct. So, but it's way easier. So you used to so I've done this system right in 2007, 8. I was on USADA protocol, and then also when I was with the UFC much later. Now you can make the adjustments. You have an app on your phone. You can click on here and say, oh, hey, I decided to do this. I'll be somewhere else. But the other thing is you do have 2 hours. So when they show up wherever you said you were going to be at that time, if you're not there, they will call you. And then from when they showed up, you have 2 hours to show up at wherever they are. So I don't believe I ever had a whereabouts failure. I don't think. And listen, it used to be way more annoying when you had to fax in the changes. Now you can just usually hop on the app on your phone and make the change to wherever you're at. So yeah, I mean, Kamal Bey's. I read the Twitter story, and it did seem it seemed frustrating for him, but at the same time, it's like I've been on the system, and it's not that hard. It's it is a pain in the butt. I'll give him that, but it's not impossible to get it done.
Well, also, I mean, there's just you're a professional athlete, right? This is part of the thing. You have to put in your whereabouts. You have to make it known. And so it sounds like one of the times he was in like the East Coast, and he was supposed to be in Colorado. So obviously he wasn't able to get back for that. He says he was told he was good on one of them and he didn't have to do it. I don't know if we should pull up the tweets. It may be a little bit easier, Bracky.
There was a lot of tweets. That was like 20 of them.
Yeah. It was very long. But bottom line,
and I think also, Christian, I think the 3 strikes, I believe they started racing. I can't remember if it was 12 months or 18 months, but at some point they race.
It's 12 months because that was the problem. Is these 3 came in the 12 months.
So 3 and so you can get 2. You can get 2 a year.
Yes.
For your entire career.
So the first one was on September 28th, 2019. The second on November 3rd, 2019, and then the last one was June 7th of 2020.
Dang, dude! And once you have 2, one, it's like okay. I mean, Jordan Burroughs had 1 when he was at NCAA's at New York, and they wanted to test him in Nebraska. But like, after you get 2, how are you just not like so incredibly paranoid and buttoned up?
The first one's weird. He says my first missed test while I was training at 4 a.m. hiking the incline in Colorado Springs. You saw it came to my door while I was hiking. Strike 1.
Don't quote me.
4 a.m. They're testing.
I feel like they can't test before 6 a.m. I don't have the information right in front of me, but I feel like that's the thing. And then number 2 would be that you would have 2 hours to get back to wherever you were to get tested.
Yeah. I don't really understand.
And then there was another time he said he was traveling overseas in Germany to train, lost his phone, didn't update his whereabouts. They came. So there's strike 2. And then third failure was during the COVID-19 pandemic. I went to my future in-laws' farmhouse in Maryland with my fiance to quarantine to stay safe right before the lockdown in March. I updated my whereabouts when I got there. However, whereabout forms renewed in June, not saving my updated location. Shortly after, still in quarantine, USADA came to my Colorado Springs residence in the morning. The doping control officer called, and I offered that morning to drive across the country to take my test. The DCO told me this was not necessary, would not count this as a strike, and that he would reschedule my test when I returned to Colorado Springs. Then received a call from my coach that USADA, in fact, did file this as my 3rd and final strike.
Yeah.
So they listen, and if you don't file, so you have to file quarterly. And like I said, you can make the updates usually on your phone. I believe they have the app now, but they will annoy the crap out of you if you have not filed. They will like email you if you have not filed your whereabouts. So I'm assuming before that June 1, he probably would have got a handful of emails saying, hey, dude, you haven't filed your whereabouts. We really need them. Hey, dude, you haven't filed your whereabouts. We really need them. He would have got a bunch of those type of emails.
Yeah. I haven't been in the USADA testing pool in some time now, so I can't remember. It takes me back.
Well, they should. After those beach photos, I'd put you.
Shut up. So yeah, I mean, I maybe I'm cold. I'm just not terribly sympathetic here. It's like it sucks. It's not good for American Greco, but man, this is just something you got to be so buttoned up on, and yeah, unfortunate. And now I think Provisor's coming down. I think he's going to make the team at 77.
Oh, you think he's coming down?
Really?
That's what I heard. Yeah. He'll be. I think he would beat. I believe he would beat Pat Smith. Dude, that'd be his 3rd Olympic team. Kind of tremendous. That's my opinion. I think he's coming down. We'll see if he does. Okay, let's get to some questions. We got a good one here, right at the very top. I noticed at the event this weekend there was a lot of empty space around the mat with no real walls or barricades set up. Could you explain your reasoning for that? Perhaps with a video example. Here. Oh no! Oh, there it is. He's teeing us up.
Oh, he did it.
Oh no! Back to back. Dom Bradley, Yusuf Hamida bombs.
Here we go.
So.
Here we go.
Here we go. So thank you, Nui. That's a great question, and that is why, because people will get run into things. Indiana Matt. Wait, do you have something to say, Ben?
Yes. You know what? I just looked at our episode number again, Christian.
Mm-hmm.
And, I used to love when you guys would do area codes, and you guys don't really do that anymore. And this one is a very, very good one. It's the 570 area code. It's Central Pennsylvania. Just FYI.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's like the Scranton area. Someone immediately in the chat was like they've been waiting for this one for a while.
Yes.
East Stroudsburg. Oh yeah, this is wrestling country.
Yep.
This is a great
Wrestling
episode.
country, baby.
Love it.
So I feel like we should give them a shout out.
Shout out to what looks to be Northeast Pennsylvania.
Shamokin, Wilkes-Barre. Oh yeah.
Is Factoryville involved? That's where Keith's from.
It's got to be Bloomsburg. Yeah, that's that area for sure.
Code. Yeah, this is the Keith Gavin episode.
Boom.
Factoryville,
Perfect.
Pennsylvania, 570. I'm so glad you brought it up, Ben. We need to try to remember that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Michael Andrews says paper country.
Paper. The paper belt. Oh.
Thunder Mifflin.
What kind of person calls a wrestling room the mat room? I don't know. I'd never heard that until I started working here. And now I'll sometimes throw it in there, but I call it the wrestling room.
Really? Who calls it the mat room? I never heard of this either.
I don't know. I had never heard it, and I heard people. I don't even remember where.
I feel like it's a Midwest thing.
Yeah.
Really?
I like to blame it
I
on
don't
the
think
Midwest
so.
personally. We don't call it that in the East Coast. But yeah, we call it the wrestling room. Here's a tough one from Adam Rush. If you could only shop at 3 stores for the rest of your life, besides a grocery store, what 3 stores would you choose? So I could just make Walmart my grocery store, and then basically that's all encompassing. And now I've got 3 stores. I can do whatever I want.
I don't really shop at stores.
Yeah, I don't either. This is going to be tough.
I don't really shop. It's not
Yeah.
a good question for us.
Adam,
I would
I'm
shop at
sorry.
The Rudis store.
Oh, here we go.
The disc golf store, disc golf
The
store.
ACDC store.
The Bitcoin store.
I can buy that online. They don't sell that in stores, Christian.
Yeah. I would probably Ross Dress for Less. Just the savings are just incredible.
God, I only get free. I only wear free clothes. I don't wear any clothes I have to pay for. I only have one pair of jeans, and it's starting to get too many holes. And I'm like, Amy, I gotta go buy a pair of jeans. She's like, yes. I'm like, well, listen, I ain't taking you with because you're gonna try to buy 7 pairs of jeans. I'm just buying one.
Oh my gosh, so funny.
Maybe Rudis will start making jeans, and I don't have to buy any. Rudis, make some jeans. Come on.
Make some jeans. They should. You know what they should make are those sweats that look like jeans. You know, have you seen
I
these?
haven't seen these.
Oh yeah, they're like the kids have them.
Jeggings.
But they're not like Caleb wears them. They're not like tight. They're like regular. They look like jeans, but they're like kind of
Really?
sweatpants.
I would totally wear those. I would totally wear those.
No,
I don't
these
want
exist.
tights.
Man, how is Amy? You should tell Amy that's what you want for Christmas.
Well, like my kids, my little kids have like jeans that are like spandex. I don't want to wear those.
No, not spandex, but
No,
they're.
you have to wear those.
You would have to wear them. As a male model, it'd be very appropriate for you to wear those.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a bigger name to get in the 150-pound bracket than Terry Brands? Could he win it?
God, can we do that?
Absolutely not. There's no name bigger than Terry
None.
Brands. That would be.
No, I mean, can we get Terry Brands in the bracket?
He ain't gonna do it. You know,
Why not? Terry Brands, come on, dude.
He's
You have to.
retired and has been so since the year 2000.
Listen,
It's
we got
2020.
Gabe Dean in there, and he was 30 years old. Let's get Terry Brands in there.
He's 52, Ben.
That would be so awesome. Can we please do it?
Also, Terry Brands is not, I mean, he might weigh 150 pounds, but he's not a 150 pounder. This is a guy who's a lightweight.
Yeah, he's got old man strength, though.
He definitely does.
Yeah,
I feel like,
get Terry Brands in there.
You ain't watching J.O. versus Terry?
oh my gosh, Jordan Holmes versus Terry Brands.
I'm so in.
Oh man, it's almost too good.
Yeah.
Who wins, Seth Gross or Bryce Meredith? Man, it's interesting.
I feel like huge size disadvantage. Just making 57 kgs. That's a big difference.
Yeah, I kind of lean Bryce here as well. I mean, they wrestled that epic bump up match.
Yeah.
In 17 or so.
Yep.
Yeah.
Seth almost had it. I mean, it was a really competitive match, and Bryce beat him. Of course, Seth at the time, they're both ranked number 1. At 133,
Yep.
Seth, and 41 for Bryce. They said, "Hey, let's do it." And Seth tries to. It was a very competitive match, outstanding. But I think I like Bryce here.
What
Agreed.
about Henry at 150?
I love it. I don't know if 20K gets him or 25K gets him out of bed in the morning. I don't know.
We'll throw him a little bonus on the side or something.
No, someone else tried that. We're not doing that.
Dang it.
Can we get Dennis Sarkouche on a card? Not a fan. Just want to see him lose to an American in the States. Yeah, that would be awesome. I'd love to just fly him over here and have some American just party on him.
No, I don't want him over here.
You don't want him over here?
I don't want him in this country.
I do. He can come.
No.
He can come here, but he's gonna get that work.
No.
Dude, him versus Burroughs. We should try to set that up. He'd probably be really expensive and stuff. If you win Worlds,
He wouldn't do it. He wouldn't wrestle Jordan Burroughs now.
he might
He wouldn't do it.
for dollars. Okay. Bob Vance, Vance Refrigeration. After Snyder's injury, do you think Penn State wrestlers are more injury prone than others? No, I only asked this question because the whole thing about Penn State when they were doing so well, they still are doing amazing. Like, it's like, not only are these guys winning, they somehow don't get hurt at all. Like, that was the thing. It's totally flukish. Snyder's injury was flukish, in my opinion. And
Penn State has traditionally been hurt less than other people,
yes,
not more.
Yeah. I only asked that because if Bob Vance had this thought, then maybe other people did, and I would like to smash it away because they are not injury prone. They've proven to be less injury prone. In my opinion. Okay. I think that's pretty much it. Yes, Caleb did watch the World Series. He wanted the Dodgers to win, and they did.
They had the World Series happen already?
Yes, it's over now.
No one gives a damn about baseball. Give me a break.
I didn't either until my son. He kind of sucked me in. Now I watch more games than I have since I was like 9. All right, well, Ben, I wish you safe travels. We'll miss you tomorrow and
I'll reach out Wednesday night.
All right, Wednesday night. Safe travels. Enjoy the wedding. When's the wedding? He doesn't know.
I don't know. I'm going to Mexico.
When do you get back? I mean, when do you fly back?
Sunday. I get back Sunday.
Oh my gosh. Well, hey, safe travels to the Askren family. Are you bringing the whole crew to Mexico?
No, ditching the kids.
Oh, later, Ozzy, nerd. We're going, Mom and Dad going to Mexico. Hey, thank you guys so much for listening. Thanks for tuning in. We really appreciated it. Big week coming up. Big couple weeks coming up for FloWrestling. We'll see you tomorrow. We'll have other people on that aren't Ben Askren. See you then. Go vote if you didn't.